Hello everyone, welcome back to another entry to the Guide to the Multiverse. Today's topic is nothing new, but I felt the need to continue my streak of presentations regarding lightsaber crystals. As you already know, I have my own theories about some of the more exotic colors out there, but my ears are not closed to the ideas of others. It has been brought to my attention that there is a possibility that not all crystal colors inherently have any meaning. For instance, red kyber crystals are crystals that have been made to bleed, forcing them to assume the color of red, never to return to their original color. And then there is white, the color a red crystal turns into when it has been purified of all dark side corruption and bleeding. Here is another interesting crystal which I have been studying. It is an obsidian crystal, not kyber. I acquired it off the market, and according to a note that came with the crystal, it was mined from a dark side shrine. Due to the nature of this shrine, the obsidian has been fully imbued or saturated with the power of the dark side. When placed in a lightsaber, it functions the same way as a red crystal. But it is different. It hasn't been made to bleed. Upon further study and correlation with other data that at first seemed unrelated, I have now made an interesting connection. Supreme Leader Snoke wore a ring during his short and disappointing time in the galaxy. I have confirmed that his ring had a piece of obsidian embedded in it, and I have reason to believe both the stone in Snoke's ring and my crystal came from the same place, from the catacombs beneath the castle built on Mustafar by Darth Vader himself. I do not know whether we can define my obsidian crystal as a naturally occurring one or not, but there are other colors that we should discuss as well. I once talked about my theory of how and why the Darksaber was made and why black blades are so rare. I stand by that theory, but perhaps it is simpler than I once thought. My first theory regarding the Darksaber is this. When a kyber crystal is collected, its color is determined by the personality of its collector. Personality, moral stance, perspective of the Force, and many other factors play a huge role. I believe that in order to earn a black blade, you must be the sort of person who has the potential to use the Force, but refuses to use it in any conscious capacity. This was my first theory, but it never once crossed my mind that the crystal housed within the Darksaber might not be natural. A red crystal is one that has been made to bleed, a white crystal is one that has been purged of the dark side. According to Ahsoka Tano, the white crystal color represents that she is not a Darksider or a Jedi. This could potentially mean any light side bias is removed from a crystal when it is bled, and when the dark side is purged from the crystal, it becomes neutral, making it simply a Force-sensitive object that simply has special properties granted by the living Force. So what if we took this a step further? What if in order to turn the core of a lightsaber black, it must be purged of the Force? Areas of space where the Force isn't present leaves behind what is simply known as the void. The consideration of this new theory and these concepts opens up new possibilities. Because if we accept the theory that the crystal in the Darksaber is actually a white crystal with a black core, then that means there is a possibility for there to be other colors with black cores. If this theory is correct, if we found a way to purge a crystal of any color of its Force properties without taking away its ability to produce a functional lightsaber blade, then we might be able to create black core lightsabers with any color we like. The possibilities would be endless. Blue, green, purple, red, yellow, white, and so much more. And while we're on the topic of artificial or synthetic lightsaber crystals, it is possible that the yellow lightsaber color could potentially not be a naturally occurring color, or not be produced by a kyber crystal at all. I don't think that is incredibly likely, as they are not particularly rare. I just don't think we fully understand the personalities of those who create them and wield them. I do believe there is a possibility that the yellow color could symbolize detachment or balance. Cyan is a color that was brought to my attention as one worth addressing, but I can't imagine it as exotic as many might think, despite its rarity. It would appear to me that since cyan is a mix of green and blue, one who wields a cyan saber is likely a Force wielder that is a blend of both the Guardian and the Consular. It has also come to my attention that Master Windu's lightsaber was not purple, but instead a kind of magenta or amethyst. not what is now recognized to be purple. This appears to be a controversy, and I haven't delved enough into it to form an opinion as of right now. But I do believe magenta, pink, purple, and all other similar colors are symbols of pragmatism, not necessarily balance, but a mixture of dark and light. I believe the same rules apply to the color of indigo, because it is a combination of blue and red. The main difference being that with the indigo color, blue is dominant over red, possibly symbolizing that while the Force wielder holding it may use the dark side, it could mean only very rarely. And then finally there is orange. I have no idea how or where you get this crystal color. I have little information about it. In fact, I have more information regarding the dark saber and the yellow crystals than I do about the orange color. But with that said, here is my theory as to how you might obtain an orange crystal. You must start with a yellow crystal, which is already difficult to obtain, and you must bleed it, but only partially. The combination of red with yellow could likely create orange. That is my best guess as to how to obtain an orange lightsaber crystal. I do not have enough information to come up with any other logical theories. These are all the crystal colors I know of that aren't shrouded in legend. At some point, I will revisit the subject of lightsabers, perhaps to discuss black cores more. I will need to do some more research and see if any new information is brought to light. Thank you all for listening to today's entry in the Guide to the Multiverse. I hope you return soon to listen again. May the Force be with you.